Over 20 million adults in the U.S. today lack a high school credential and face a significant barrier to both higher education and employment opportunities. High school equivalency exams, primarily the General Educational Development, or GED exam, are the primary gateway to college for high school dropouts, but relatively few people are able to pass these exams each year, and most of those who obtain a credential fail to complete even 1 year of post-secondary education or training. Policymakers and practitioners are searching for ways to improve the quality of programs that prepare students for high school equivalency exams and transition them to post-secondary education and living wage careers.
We didn't do any type of intentional transition to college. Our focus was really to get students to complete their GED. So the study really pushed us into a totally different realm where now we needed to focus on transition to post-secondary. Just completion wasn't our final goal.
MDRC is partnering with Northeast Wisconsin Technical College to evaluate the effectiveness of their new GED instruction program, which seeks to help more GED learners pass the exam and go on to college and a career. The program is called GED Bridge, Strengthening the Link into College and Careers, and is modeled after a successful bridge program at LaGuardia Community College in New York City, which markedly increased the number of students who passed the GED exam and enrolled in college according to MDRC evaluation.
So the big change with the Bridge to College and Career Readiness, or the GED Bridge course that we were looking at, was how do we change that mindset of I'm just here to get my GED and I want to complete the GED, to the fact that the GED is more of a stepping stone on a future pathway, right? That it's more of what I need to accomplish to get to what's next. So we began to look at how to do that, and the contextualized model that we saw modeled for us through LaGuardia housed their instruction in their college's programs.
One of the key elements of the program is a contextualized, career-focused curriculum. Programs select an occupational area where workers are in high demand regionally, and everything is taught in the context of that career.
So we developed 4 different sector-based curricula, and within that curriculum, not only are students learning how to better read, how to better write, how to do better math, but each of those basic skills subject areas that are ever so important in completing your GED was embedded within the curriculum as they were being exposed to these various post-secondary programs.
Instead of saying, here, go look in this social studies book for these questions and go look in this math book here, we developed curriculum that encompassed all of those things. One of my favorite sectors to teach was our science emphasis. We were using the story of Henrietta Lacks and being able to pull in science elements, writing elements. We were actually reading a whole book, not just little synopses or little tiny sections of books, but we were reading a whole book. And it was exciting that even though in the class we concentrated on a certain number of chapters, the students were like, I'm taking this book home. I want to read this. And that had never happened before. So the idea that we didn't have to force feed the students to read, they were interested in the content that we were using. So that element was very, very different.
When I was in the GED program, I was just like anxious to get my GED. I'm like, I just want to get it done and over with. At least with my GED, I know I could get a better job. But then after I was done with my GED, I didn't want to stop there. Like, I wanted to get something. So I'm like, at least a certificate. So I went for administrative law. I got my certificate for that. And then I'm like, I don't want to stop there. I continue. And look at, here I am. I'm almost graduating.
Well, when I first started GED Bridge, I just wanted to just get my GED. I wasn't expecting to go to college or anything. At NWTC, they had transition week, and during that week, I was working with career services, and that helped me choose the profession I wanted to study and pursue. I have hope in the future now. I want to become a social worker. Once I'm done with my associate's degree, I want to transfer to the university and earn my bachelor's degree.
To reinforce the expectation that students will go on to college and ultimately to careers, programs are offered on college campuses, giving students exposure to a college environment. The classes themselves are designed to resemble college courses. The program also offers support services to students. Transition counselors guide students through the college enrollment process. They also work with students in and out of the classroom to provide individual guidance on choosing a career path.
For many of our GED students, they have not had the opportunity to be exposed to the idea of college before. They may not have had any family members who had done college before. So when you start speaking the vocabulary of college, it can be very overwhelming. And there were people that would explain it to them. They would talk about what was necessary to get started. How did you fill out a FAFSA form? How did you apply for NWTC scholarships? Who would your academic advisor be if you were looking at this program? How can I, as your bridge instructor, continue to support you in this goal that you have? Maybe we can set up some classroom shadows, or you can tour the division of the campus that you're interested in seeing. And one of the really nice things is that we were able to have this transition coordinator who could help us facilitate a lot of that.
And that's where the transition specialist piece really came in. Providing them the opportunity and the understanding, getting them connected to the how and the why, finding the motivation behind what would this mean to you if you were to be able to have a career, not just a high school diploma, but a career in which one of these programs could lead to. What would that mean to you? What would that mean to your family? What could your future look like? So finding that motivation, and then helping them to believe that, yes, this is something you can do, and let me show you how.
Unlike most drop-in GED classes, students are enrolled in groups, typically at the beginning of a semester, to create a cohesive, supportive learning community.
Now it's mirroring your schedule to be like that of a college student. You can choose your day or night, but you're expected to be here 2 days a week for these 4 hours of instruction. Students come into the classroom and they are cohorted. And really what that means is those persons who are sitting next to you, you can count on them being your classmates from the start of class at the beginning of the semester all the way through this semester.
Instructors and plus the rest of the students there like motivate you too. Like, hey, I mean, you see a lot of students from being down here and then they went up here. I mean, you're like, wow, if they did it, how come I can't? That helped a lot too.
My peers were awesome. Like we encouraged each other. We pushed each other.
We knew them intimately. We knew what they were struggling with, not only academically, but what they might be struggling with in their personal life, what some of their fears were as they might express something to one and not the other. We could coordinate if we hadn't seen them in class. We knew there was a reason why, and one of us could always jump in and supply additional information. We'd never had that kind of wraparound before for our students, so it was a very exciting time for us.
In addition to evaluating the program, MDRC, along with LaGuardia Community College, has offered technical assistance services to Northeast Wisconsin Technical College as they've refined and expanded the program.
We know we have a big population of students in our district who need their GED, but we didn't know where are they and where do we look for them. So they really came in and helped us identify where to look, how to look, but also helped us look at our processes so that we could tighten things up so that we didn't have students falling through the cracks.
It's super exciting to be part of a national study, right? I mean, the time that we have spent being coached and guided through MDRC, the number of services that they've helped us afford and coaching us through building up to implement has been phenomenal.
And also just through the nature of having to report out on a study, it really changed our way of decision making. It really made it very clear to us that we need to rely on data for our decision making and not what we think is happening. Even though we're no longer in the study, many of the practices that we implemented when we worked with MDRC, we're still using those today.
Well, I can tell you, our program and the way that it exists today would not exist without our partnership with MDRC.
Since launching the program in 2015, Northeast Wisconsin Technical College has expanded the GED Bridge to make it available to all students seeking high school equivalency credentials. MDRC will continue tracking students' progress to measure the effectiveness of the GED Bridge program and will release findings in 2020.
I was telling my husband that I want to continue schooling again because I work at a daycare right now, and I already have my certification as a center working at a daycare, and I'm liking the fact of teaching too. So I don't know, because I thought I was not going to be good at it, truthfully. My hopes were very low, and now I see that I could do it, that I could succeed.
Coming to NWTC, like, it changed my life.
To learn more about our work and how to support students, visit MDRC.org.